Hey everybody, it's CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to our Fall Classic Baseball 1967 replay, the Seaver rookie season. We're in September. We got about 5 games to go so far. Tom's ERA is at 2.66. His actual ERA was 2.76, so we're just a few points off. Of course, one loss record is almost impossible to duplicate. He's at 8-9. In reality, he was 16-13. He's got many fewer decisions. There's a lot of tie games, a lot of close games. Who can control that? Nobody really. The other thing we have to look at, and that's and I can do right now, is the WHIP, which I'd like to do for sure. And my pen, I'm missing a pen. Where's my pen? I have to grab another pen. Let me just grab another quick pen here. I'm going to use this one here. That's weird that my pen disappeared. Let's go quickly to the online calculator, and we're gonna look at that. Online calculator. All right, and we're going to do the walks. It's going to be 53 plus 151 equals 204, and we're going to divide that into 193. Oh, back 193. Let's see if it comes out right. It's 1.0. So right now he's at 1.0, where it was a little bit more than 1.0. It was about 1.2. So he's a little bit below his WHIP, but pretty close. And let's get started in this game. It's going to be the Mets at Cincinnati, and the Mets are going to basically have Harrelson leading off, the shortstop, followed by Cleon Jones, the center fielder, Ed Kranepool, the first baseman, batting third. Then it's Tommy Davis, their best hitter, batting cleanup. Batting fifth is Bob Johnson. Ron Swoboda is the right fielder. Ed Charles, the third baseman. Jerry Grody, the catcher, and Tom Seaver, the pitcher. For the Reds, it's going to be Tommy Harper in right field, Veda Pinson, the center fielder, and Pete Rose in left. Darren Johnson, the third baseman, in the cleanup spot. Lee May, the first baseman, batting fifth. Batting sixth is second baseman Tommy Helms. Seventh is Johnny Bench, the catcher. Batting eighth is Leo Cardinals, the shortstop. And batting ninth is going to be Gary Nolan. And we're right about to start. Let's just get the crowd into the game a little bit. We definitely want to do that. I'll just take a second, and let's start now the way you play. It's weird. Where's my pen? That's really strange. Let me see if it's on my keyboard. Not on my keyboard. Oh. There's certain pens I really like, and there's certain pens I don't like so much. Let me try these two. If I don't like these two, I will go with this one. Not that one. I don't like that one either. Don't like that one. I'm going to try these two. Real thin pencils. Let's see. Pens. Okay. Let's see if these work for me. All right. We're going to pull fast action cards. This game is really a pleasure to play. And you're going to see the depth and complexity of this game with just a few. Hey there, Brandon Baker. Yeah, you're going to see the depth and complexity of this game, and it's all represented in a very, very fluid and smooth mechanic. It has tremendous variety of results, whether it be defensively, offensively, base running, fielding. You're not going to see the same thing over and over again. It's pretty impressive, and it's all very easy to do. Now, one thing that I really like about this game is what kind of days the pitcher can have. And it's not absolute. You can be a C pitcher and throw a shutout. You can be an A pitcher and get bombed. But it's going to have an influence. So let's first roll for Gary Nolan, because actually we're going to roll for Tom Seaver because he's on top. And it's a 19, so Seaver's going to be a C. So that you can say, oh boy, that's not very good. And now we're going to roll for Gary Nolan, and Gary Nolan's going to be a C as well. So 2 C pitchers going at it today. So they don't have their best stuff. Doesn't mean they're not going to be successful. And so let's get started real quick here. And we're going to pull a fast action card, and I'm going to move kind of fast. It's not I don't consider this a tutorial at this point. It's a 42. We're looking at Buddy Harrelson, who leads off. He's a switch hitter. He's going to be batting from the left side. 42 is a blank. When it's a blank, you go to the pitcher of 42 is base on ball. So Buddy is on with a walk. Oh, I hate this. This is not good. Hold on a second. Here it is. This is the one I really like. I got my favorite pen. This is a, I don't know what that is. Okay, paper something or other. What's that say? Papermate. It's an ultra fine Papermate. I got to get more of these because I really like these. All right, so Cleon Jones with a runner at first base, and we're just going to swing away. It's a 31. That's usually a hit. 31 is going to be a single. Now, what happens? Well, it tells me first to third. If he's an F, he's going to make it to third, and he does. So now there's other things that could happen, and then you would have to there'd be a throw. Others risk. So if you're an average runner or a slow runner, you can make it to third, but you're going to have to roll against a risk. Okay, so there's that addition there. So that's going to be a single. Puts runners on first and third here in the first inning. Ed Kranepool. He's a left-handed hitter. He's hit 10 home runs and 400 at-bats, 450 at-bats. Here's a pitch. Again, we're looking at column 1, a 62. 62 off Kranepool. That's a blank. We're going to the C section and it's a strikeout. So Kranepool swings and misses at a slider outside the strike zone. Goes fishing and comes up empty. Goes back to the dugout. And with first and third, the infield, again, is halfway looking for the double play, just trying to avoid a big inning. So we're not worried about that until the 5th, usually. Now, if there's a runner on third, I have a house rule that they do play the infield in. In other words, if there's only a runner on third or a runner's on second and third, they do play the infield in. Usually I'll walk a guy to set up the double play if there's second and third. Tommy Davis, probably the Mets' best hitter, and that's a 66. So this is a good number, good power number. But Tommy Davis only he hit 16 home runs, but he played the whole season, has almost 600 at-bats. So it's going to be a 1-6 home run. He also has a home run at 65. But so a 1-6 home run, otherwise it's going to be a double. And we got a deep drive off the bat of Davis to left field. Back goes Rose to the track to the wall, and that's out of here. 3-run home run for Tommy Davis. And the Mets find themselves ahead by 3 runs, just like that, in the first inning. All right, so 3-0 Mets with 1 out, and here comes Bob Johnson. Pull a card, and that is a 26 against a righty, and that is an out because it would be a hit versus a lefty. So Johnson hits lefties a little bit better. It would be a hit versus lefties. That's your splits right there. So this does have splits, and but it doesn't apply because he doesn't hit righties that well. And we're going to find out what kind of an out it is. So we pull a card. It says a line out to center field right there. So that's 2 outs. And we're on Swoboda. And that's a 53. That's going to be a KD chart, which is a range check. So you get your range check. And we're going to roll this. If it's a 1, 2, 3, it's going to be a strikeout, and it's a 5. So now we're going to pull a card and find out what kind of a check it is. It's going to be a center field check for a double. So if it drops in, it's going to be a double. And the center fielder is Veda Pinson. Let's check his range is a 7. And we roll the 5, so he runs it down in the gap, and that retires the side. So Veda Pinson with a spectacular catch, robbing Ron Swoboda of at least a double. And that ends the inning. 3 runs on 2 hits. 3-run homer by Tommy Davis. And we go to the bottom of the first. So it has everything, and as you can see, it's extremely fast and fluid, and no choppiness, no bumpiness, no clumsiness, no awkwardness, no looking at you don't want to have to look up simple things that are constantly happening in the game. There's not a problem looking up rare events, but you don't want to constantly be looking up. Here with these fast action cards, everything's there. So we're continuing with the game. It's a 12. Tommy Harper. 12 is an out, kind of an out. Now if he's a righty, so you got a lefty out and you got a righty out. You got outs with runners on first, runners on second, runners on third, runners on first and second, first and third, second and third. So you got a huge variety of outs. This is going to be a ground ball third base. Picked up by Charles. One down. All right, next is Veda Pinson. That's a 23. We're going to look at 23, and that's a strikeout. So Seaver blows a fastball by Pinson. He swings and misses. And it's a 54. Now, this is going to be the what they call the 54 chart. It's going to say bases empty, wild, ground ball to pitcher who knocks it down, picks it up, and he may throw it over the first baseman's head, and it's going to be a two-base error. So we're going to roll against Seaver. And that is a 7. Seaver's error rating is a 4. So he is good. That's above that error rating. So it's a good play by Seaver. High throw, a nice stretch by Cranepool. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Tom Terrific. All right, so you got and that was resolved very easily. Nothing special, no special charts, not looking up this number and that number and going to this section and that section. It was none of that. It was everything was right in front of you. All right, at Charles. This is a 35. Charles got a blank there, so we're going to go look at Nolan, and that's going to be an out. And again, Ed Charles is a righty. This goes to the shortstop. 1 away. Jerry Grody with a 42. A 42 is an out, automatic out. You don't have to look at the pitcher for that one. And he's a righty, so this is going to be a ground ball third base. Nice backhand by Darren Johnson. Throws the first with plenty of time. And he gets Grody 2 down, and here's Seaver. That's a 25. 25 from Seaver is an out. And it's a chopper to the second baseman, Helms. And he throws out Seaver. That retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. So not only does this have tremendous depth and details, it also plays very, very quickly. So if you want to play a 20-minute game, you can do it. Darren Johnson's up. Where is Darren Johnson? Did I not put him in the lineup? I did not put him in the lineup. And you get a lot of cards with this set. You get 40 cards, 50 cards. And we're looking for Darren Johnson, see where he is. Probably at the back end. There he is. He's up. It's first baseman, a third baseman actually. Here's the pitch, and it's a 44. That's going to be line base hit, left center field, cut off by the center fielder Cleon Jones. So Johnson's on with a single. Lee May, who's got good power. Not really. He hit only 12 home runs and 430 at bats. Here's the pitch from Seaver. It's a 61. It's a blank on Seaver's card. That's a strikeout. That's a second strikeout for Seaver today. Tommy Helms is next. That's a 54. We're going to look at not the base is empty, but we're looking at the men on base, pick off, roll a D6. And we have an average arm catcher, 1 to 4. He picks off the runner at first base. So it's going to be a 2-3 runners picked off. Tommy Helms is still batting. And that's a 22. That's line base hit. So a 2-out single for Tommy Helms and Johnny Bench. That's a 25. A 25 is an out. What kind of an out? It's a ground ball to the first baseman, Cranepool. Steps on the bag, and that retires the side. No runs. 2 hits. Go to the top of the third. So, yeah, this is Fall Classic Baseball. Very, very nice game. Lots of detail. Very easy to follow. And it's going to be Buddy House. So we're going to pull a card. We're going to look at the 3 column because it's the third inning. 64. And a 64 is a blank. A 64 is a strikeout 1 to 10. And that is an out. What kind of an out? It's a fly to center. Can of corn for the center fielder, Veda Pinson. All right, next is Cleon Jones with a 3. That's a 41. 41's a blank, and a 41's a base on balls. So Cleon Jones has been on twice today. And here's Eddie Kranepool. That's a 15. A 15's an out. That's an out to the second baseman. It's going to be a double play, but if it's an F batter, he beats the throw to first base. So they have that as well. But Kranepool, it's right here on top. He's a slow batter, so it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. Side retired. No runs, no hit, nobody left. Bottom of the third. Leo Cardenas. That's a 62. 62 is a blank on Seaver. That's a strikeout, 1-12. And that's a 19, so it's an out, not a strikeout. And it's a comebacker. Seaver fields his position and throws out Cardenas. Here's Gary Nolan. The pitch, it's a 34. 34 is a blank. 34 on Seaver. That's a little ground ball and through for base hit. So Nolan gets himself a base knock, and he's on at first. One out, runner at first, bottom of the third. 3-0 Mets. The big hit by the Mets was the Al Red Sox fan, Fall Classic Baseball, dude. This game is probably one of the smoothest games out there. And I'm demonstrating it right here, right now. It's got everything every other game has. It has tremendous depth and detail, yet it's resolved almost instantaneously. So you got the one out, run around first, and it's Tommy Harper. Now I'm checking Tommy Harper's hit and run. It's a C. If he was a B, I'd hit and run with him. But otherwise, I'm not going to do it. So we're pulling the card, and that's a 42. 42 on Harper's a blank. So we go to Seaver now, 42, and that's a base on balls. So Seaver allowed a single, now a walk. Seaver's a little frustrated with himself, and here comes Veda Pinson. Here's a pitch. That is a 3. A 64 is a blank. We go to Seaver, 64, and that's an out. But what kind of an out? Okay, it's a ground ball to the third baseman. And it could, if the third baseman has a strong arm, it's going to be a double play. He's going to whip it to second for the force. And Ed Charles, I'm pretty 90% sure he just has an A arm, which is an average arm. He's not, he's just an average arm. So he's only going to get the force. But I didn't look at first and second. Hold on. First and I looked at just run around first. So first and second says fielder's choice 5-4. Same thing. A strong arm second baseman. In this case, it's a strong arm second baseman. I don't have that either. My second baseman, Bob Johnson, does not have a strong arm. He has an average arm. Yep. So there's no double play. It's going to be 5-4 fielder's choice. And this runner goes to third. So we got first and third, and here comes Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle. Seaver checks for the sign, sets and deals, and that is a 3. That's a 44. That's line. Base hit. That's going to score a run. 3-1. Now, what happens to the runner on first? Well, 1-3 advances if the right fielder has a W arm. In right field, I got Swoboda, and he's a W4. So Pinson is going to make it to third because of the right fielder's arm. Not a good arm in right field. It's a 3-1 ball game, and it's an RBI for Pete Rose. So a lot went on there, and as you saw, I just pulled one card, right? A ton of stuff just happened, right? We looked at the right fielder's arm. We looked at going from first to third. We had a single, and an RBI. We had all that, and it was just effortless. I didn't really think about it. I didn't have to look. I didn't have to calculate. I didn't have to add, throw dice. Oh, wait a second. That's a 2 plus a 6. That's 8 minus 16. That's going to be no, I didn't have to do all that. Right? There's no need for all that. Darren Johnson with runners on first and third. Here's the pitch, 2 outs. See if we need another out here. That's a 41. That's going to be trouble. 41, and that's a ball. That's ball 4, so that's going to load the bases. So Seaver's having control issues at this point. And it's going to bring up Lee May. That's from the right side. He had a 265 batting average. So Seaver needs to get this runner out, this batter out, with the bases loaded here. Seaver's up 3-1, and he wants to keep it that way. So he's struggling in a crisis situation here in the bottom of the third. So we're going to pull a card. We're going to look at that third column. That's a 46, and that turns us into the ballpark card. So this does have a ballpark card, and not only does it have a ballpark card, it has a ballpark card for righties and lefties at Crosley Field. How do you like that? And it tells you the Cincinnati Reds were pretty good in 67. They were 87 and 75. So Lee May has good power, so he could hit a home run, he could hit a double, he could hit a triple on this card. We'll see what happens. Now, if he doesn't have any of those things, he doesn't get credit for them. So if he doesn't have a triple on his card, he can't collect the triple off the ballpark card. All right, if he doesn't have a home run on his card, he can't collect the home run. Okay, so that's how that rolls. So let's roll a die. For this, we do have to roll 1d20, and we are going to get a 1. That's a deep drive. Ouch. Lee May gets a hold of that one, drives it deep to left field. Tommy Davis back to the warning track, looks up, and that is a grand salami. Wow, and he drives in the second, the third. Oh, no. The second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. There you go. Whoa, all right. So Lee May just cleared the bases with a grand slam off Seaver. And that's going to bring up Tommy Helms. And that's a 21. That's finally going to be the out to end the inning. But all the damage has been done. This is a line out. And it's a 21, so it's going to be a line out back to the pitcher. It has a line out back to the second baseman, the first baseman, the second baseman again with a potential double play, a line out to the third baseman, a line out to the shortstop. And that depends on the white die. The white, it was a 21, so that's going to be a 1. It's going to be a line out to the pitcher. L1. And that's 1 out. 2 outs. And I don't know why that's in there. It's like a little, I don't know how that got in there. I don't know why that's in there. Let's just get rid of it. But the Reds come back with a big inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seaver just could not get the third out of that inning. They have a hit there. They have another hit there. They have 3 hits. 3 hits, 5 runs on 3 hits, and a couple of walks. He walked 1. He walked 2. Tough inning for Tom Terrific. And we're going to go to the top of the 4th. Tommy Davis. That's a 33. That's line base hit. Davis is on at first. Here's Bob Johnson with a 32. 32 is a blank. We're going to look right here, and that's an out. Kind of an out. He's a righty. So this is going to be a ground ball to shortstop. If the shortstop has an S arm, Leo Cardenas, and Leo Cardenas has an average arm, so it's going to be a 6'4" fielder's choice. 6'4" fielder's choice, runner on first, Johnson. Ron Swoboda, he got robbed by Veda Pinson. And this is a 4. It's a 56. A 56 is usually a strikeout, and it is. He's down swinging, 2 down. And here's Ed Charles with a 56 back-to-back Ks, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. All right, Johnny Bench. That's a 15. That's a strikeout. That's Seaver's 3rd strikeout of the game. Leo Cardenas with a 51. We're going to roll and that a 19, whatever it is, 51 is going to say a check on the 3rd baseman. But this is the exotic chart. Now it does send us to a chart in this case. The exotic chart tells us with nobody, it's on the exotic chart for the 3rd baseman. Bases empty. Real bad throw, slow roller to the 3rd baseman. Batter to second. If batter goes to 3rd, but thrown out if the runner is slow. So the runner is not slow, so he's not thrown out at 3rd base. And it's a throw that goes over the head of the 1st baseman. So it's going to be an E5. An error on Charles. And Cardenas is on at 2nd base. Here's Gary Nolan. Here's the pitch from Seaver. That's a 14. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 today. And with 2 outs, that brings up Tommy Harper. What kind of a hitter was Tommy Harper in 1967? 225, 7 home runs. Not a big So that's a 35. The 35 is a blank. We're looking at Seaver, and that's an out, kind of an out. And it's a ground ball to short, over to first, and that retires the side. So Seaver gets out of the inning with no damage, no additional damage. It's 5-3 Reds. The big hit was the grand slam by Lee May. Ouch, that hurt. That stung. All right, Jerry Grody leading off. It's Grody, Seaver, and Harrelson. Here's the pitch. And it's the 5th inning now, so we're looking at column 5. That's a 64. That's a strikeout, 1-10. And nope, it's an out, kind of an out. It's a fly to left. Tom Seaver. That's a 66. That's going to be a 1-7 double or a single and a potential stolen base. So Seaver's going to try to get a jump here. And we're going to do that. He needs a 1, 2, or a 3. And it's a 7, so he does not get a jump. No stolen base for Tom. Terrific. Buddy Harrelson's up. Buddy Harrelson is, he's a pretty good hit and run guy, but I'm not going to do a hit and run with Seaver. That's a 5, a 41. 41 is a blank. We go to, it's a ball 4. And Buddy walks for the second time today. That puts runners on first and second. So that brings the go-ahead run to the plate. Cleon Jones. Nolan can go 31 batters, and Seaver can go 36 batters. Here's Jones. And that is a 63. 63 is a blank. We look at 63. That's a strikeout. 2 outs. Eddie Krankle. That's a 5. That's a 56. And that's a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tom Terrific versus Veda Pinson. That's a 42. A 42 is an out. Kind of an out. That's a fly to left. Under it is the left fielder Tommy Davis. Pete Rose, who singled and scored a run. 35 is a blank on Seaver. It's going to be an out. And he's batting from the left side, so it's going to be a grounded first. That's Cranepool right there. Steps on the bag. And Darren Johnson with 2 outs. It's a 5 is a 55, and that is a potential double. 1-15 double, 16-17 triple, and then a single. And that is a double. So drive down the line to left field corner. After it is Davis. Darren Johnson's going to try for 2. Here's a throw, and not in time. 2-out double. And it's Lee May. Here's the pitch. It's a 61. 61's a blank. 61 on Seaver. Strike 3, and that's Seaver's, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th strikeout today. No runs, 1 hit. Top of the 6th. It's going to be Davis, Johnson, and Swoboda. Mets are down by 2. That's a 36. 36 a blank. We look on Nolan, and that is an out. A fly ball out. We're just going to make it to center field. I don't want to look it up. It's a 6 and an 8, I believe, in terms of the outs. I'm not going to. You can look at the quick out chart if you really want to know exactly, but it's not that important. So it's Bob Johnson with 1 out. Oh, hold on. And we are in the 6th inning, and that's a 52. So we're going to roll because that's a KD, and it does not fall within the KD, but a 6. Let's see what it is. A 52 is going to tell me to check the second baseman for an error. So a little ground ball to the second baseman, Helms. Helms error-wise at second is a 5, and this is a 6. So there's no error. And he makes the play, 4-3. And now it's Ronnie Swoboda. And that's a 42. 42 is a plus. That means there's a potential stolen base if he can get on. A 42 is ball 4. And now Swoboda's going to try to steal. We need a 1 for him to steal. Oh, it's a 2. We almost got it. Close enough, right? He only had 3 stolen bases out of 4 attempts. So Swoboda's on at first. 2 outs. Ed Charles. Here's a pitch. And it's a 25. 25 is an out. And it's a ground out. First time you see this to catcher. And catcher would field his choice 2-6, but obviously we're not going to go 2-6. There's a runner on first, and what we're going to do here is we're going to go 2-3 to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left. All right, Tommy Helms is up against Seaver. Seaver in the 6th inning, 23. 23 is an out, kind of an out. Say Chopper to second. Second baseman Bob Johnson throws him out. Here's Johnny Bench. So 41. 41's a blank. 41's a walk. So that's a walk for Bench. He's on at first. Here's Cardenas. 6 is a 13. 13 is a potential ground. If it's a ground out, it's a double play, and it is. Comebacker. Seaver turns around, fires it to the shortstop Harrelson. The throw to Kranepool, and it's a 1-6-3 double play, and that retires the side. The X next to the out tells you if it's a ground out, automatic double play. All right, top of the 7th. It's going to be Grody. We're probably going to get a pinch hitter here for Tom Terrific. See what happens. All right, top of the 7th is 16. 16 is a strikeout. 1 away. And you know what? We are going to get a pinch hitter for Seaver. So Seaver's done for the day. He went 6. Went 6 innings. He gave up how many hits? He gave up 2, 5, 6 hits. How many walks? 1, 2, 3 walks. And it was 5 runs he allowed. It's going to raise his ERA just a little bit, to say the least. 5 strikeouts. No hit by pitch, no walks. He faced 18. 18 and 8 is 26 batters. Oh, I just did it in Nolan. Darn it. 5, 5, 3, 5, blank, 26, blank. So then I'm going to write it into his stats. So what we're going to get here, we're going to bring in Bushek to pinch hit, and we're going to get Hal Reniff to pitch for Seaver. And what will Reniff be when he comes in? That's the question. Does he have good stuff? Oh, and he has very good stuff. He'll be an A pitcher, and he can face 10 batters. Write that there. And we're going to put that in here. Bushek is up. Here's the pitch from Nolan. And we're in the 7th inning, so we're looking at 7. That's a 55, and that is going to be a potential triple. But no, it's going to be a single. So the Mets have the tying run at the plate in little 140-pound Buddy Harrelson. And this is 7. So the 7th inning, we're looking at a 15. 15 is an out. What kind of an out? It's a line out to the center fielder. L8. So there's a great variety of the outs, if you notice. There's not like line out, or pop-up catcher, pop-up catcher, pop-up catcher, that sort of thing. You know, there's really a generous and unique set of outs, right? So there's 2 outs, and here's Cleon Jones. And that's going to be a 7 is a 41. A 41 is a blank with Gary Nolan, some base on balls. So that's going to be 27, 28, 29, and Nolan can go 31. And it's going to be Eddie Kranepool. Here's the pitch to Eddie Kranepool. A 7 is a 24. 24 is a potential hit by pitch on a rollover 1, and we don't get it. So that's going to be an out. That's going to retire the side. It's popped up to the right side. Back goes Helms. In comes Harper, and Harper calls him off. Then the inning. The Mets leave 2. No runs, 1 hit. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher, it's going to be a guy named Hal Reniff, but he's going to be an A, so he hopefully does well. Gary Nolan is going to be out. We're going to bring in a pinch hitter just because he's pretty much done. And who are we going to bring in to hit? And then we're going to bring in the guy named Note Bart. Note Bart will be the... And you know, I'm going to bring in Art Shamsky to pinch hit. And then it's going to be Note Bart. And Note Bart, when he does come in, he's going to be he's going to be an A pitcher as well. So Note Bart. And he'll be an A, and he'll come in here. And right here is going to be Shamsky. This is 1967. Remember that? That's why Shamsky's on with the Reds. And here's the pitch from Reniff to Shamsky to lead off the bottom of the 7th. It's a 31, and that's going to be a base hit. So a pinch hit single by Art Shamsky. He's a slow runner. And it's Tommy Harper. Pitch to Harper, 7 is a 53. That's going to be a KD opportunity, and nope. So a 53 is going to say this is a range check on the shortstop. So if he doesn't get to it, it's going to be an infield single, shortstop, range check. We rolled an 18, so that's going to be above his range. I can guarantee it. So that is an infield single, and that's going to set up runners on first and second. First two runners reach here, and Veda Pinson. Veda Pinson is 288 here. We're gonna just swing away with him. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. It's a 36. 36 is a blank. 36 is going to be an out. What kind of an out? It would be nice. Oh, he's a lefty. And with runners on first and second, it's going to be a ground to first. Both runners are going to advance. Second and third now. We're going to walk rows to load the bases. And it's going to be Darren Johnson. Bases loaded. We're going to leave the middle of the infield halfway, the corners in. Darren Johnson. Here's the pitch. That's a 7. That's a 45. A 45 is a blank. Goes to Reynolds. A 45 is an out. What kind of an out? Oh boy, it's a ground ball, and that's past the diving second baseman into right center field. And that's going to score 1 run. With everybody else is going to hold. RBI single, scoring Shamsky here for Darren Johnson. And we're going to do that, and we do this. There we go. Lee May now, same defense. We're doing halfway up the middle, and we're doing in on the corners. And right here on the card, it tells you if it's an infield S rule. S rule is a single rule. Lee May, here's a pitch. Again, we got Reynolds. He's struggling a little bit, but we're going to see what happens. That's a set. Oh, boy. What the heck? That is a deep drive off the bat of Lee May. Left center field. I don't know if anybody's going to catch up to this. And it's one hop off the wall. And now let's see how many score here. So let's see if the runner, I know the runner on second scores. It's a double. Does the runner on first score? He scores if the outfielder's arm, if the left fielder's arm is a W or an A. And the left fielder, Tommy Davis, is an A2. So it is an A. So this double clears the bases. And so he has a grand slam, and now he has a bases clearing double. He's got 7 RBIs. Lee May, a monster today. He drives in number 1. He drives in number 3. He drives in number 4. And that's all for Reynolds. He's out of there. And the ball game is broken open, wide open. Who's going to come in? Let's bring in Dick Selma. And you know what? I'm going to bring in, Actually, I can bring in Cal Coons. I'm going to bring in Cal Coons. And Coons is going to be pitching. He's a righty, and he's going to be pitching as a 16 as a C pitcher. He can face 20 batters. He's a long relief guy. He's going to be coming in against Tommy Helms with nobody, one runner on second. There's only 1 out and a runner on second. Here's the pitch. We're in the 7th inning. It's a 36. 36 is a blank, and he's a C. A 36 is a single. Will Lee May score? It's a center fielder W. He advances. He does not have a weak arm in center field. He has an average arm. So then I have the choice to take a risk, and then I roll it's a 1, 2, 3. He's out. If he's an A runner, and let's see what Lee May is. Lee May is a fast runner. So a W, the runner advances, and A and S can risk. So basically, I'm just going to hold them up on a single. We're winning by a ton here. Got 4 more runs here. So it's now 9-3. And it's Johnny Bench. All right, so here's the pitch from Cal Coons to Johnny Bench. Runners on first and third. Again, infield's halfway up the middle and in on the corners. And that's a 7. That's a 46. That's ballpark card. Ballpark card. He's a right So we're going to look on this side, and that's an 8. That's going to be a roll again, so he'll continue his at bat. Here goes a 7. It's an 11. That's going to be an out, kind of an out. That's a question. It's a fly ball to right field. Runner on third. If he's fast, he advances, and he is fast. So he has to sacrifice fly. RBI, that's he drives the number 5. And that was to the right fielder. Okay, so Johnny Bench picks up an RBI. And it's Leo Cardenas with a runner at first base. And 2 outs. Here's the pitch. We're looking for 7. 61. 61's a blank. Calhoun, that's an out. What kind of an out? And that is against a righty. That is a ground ball to short. It's going to be a fielder's choice, 6-4 to retire the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs. 10-3. Reds. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits. And we go to the top of the 8th. Davis, Johnson, and Swoboda. All right, and let's see. We have Notbart out there. He's pitching, and he's going to be an 8 pitcher. Here's a pitch to Tommy Davis. That's a 14. A 14 is an out, kind of an out, and it's a fly to center. There you go. And it's now Bob Johnson. And that's an 8. It's a 33. That's line for a base hit. Single, left center field, played by the center fielder Pinson. Ron Swoboda with an 8. 41. 41's a blank. It's going to go over to Notbart, and that's going to be ball 4. So that puts runners on first and second. And here's Ed Charles. We pull a card. That's a 25. 25 is an out, kind of an out. With runners on first and second, the pitcher is going to go to second for 1. And that's going to put runners on first and third. Fielder's choice with 2 outs. Here comes Jerry Grody. Pitch to Grody, 32. 32 is a blank. We look at Notbart, and that's a drive down the line to a corner. That's going to score 1 at least. Let's see if they're going to wave Charles home with 2 outs, and they will with 2 outs. Everybody scores. Oh, wait. Ed Charles is on at first. Scores if the center fielder's arm is an A or a W. Pinson. What is Pinson? He's probably an A. I don't. Pinson and center fielder. Oh no, he's an S2. So they're going to stop. He gets that ball in quickly. Arm is S2. So that doesn't matter. They're down by like 7 runs. So that doesn't. So it's going to be first and third. That's a double. Second and third. Excuse me. And it's. We're going to get a pinch hitter for the Mets. It's going to be Reynolds, Tommy Reynolds. And then we're going to bring in Dick Selma as a pitcher, and we can set that up already so we don't forget. So Tommy Reynolds is coming in to pinch hit. And then Selma is going to be coming in. And it's second and third, 2 outs. And Tommy Reynolds is the batter. I'll tell you a little bit about Reynolds. In 67, Reynolds, he batted .206 with 2 home runs and 36 at-bats. And here's a pitch from Notbart. It's a 52, so that's going to be a potential KD. And it's not. It's going to be a 14. A 52 says there's a potential error on the left fielder. Left fielder is Pete Rose. Pete Rose's error number in left field is a 4. So that doesn't. This roll does not qualify for that, an error. So in this case, with a fly out, and that's going to be, he makes the catch and that retires the side. F7. Mets pick up 1 run. They make it 10-4. On 2 hits and a walk. And it's going to be a new pitcher on the mound for the Mets. It's going to be Dick Selma. And we're going to let Notbart bat. There's no reason to pinch hit for the pitcher here. We're going to let him bat. And let's find his card. He should have a card. Otherwise, I'll create an immediate card. That means he'll have like 6 at bats if he doesn't have a card. And if he has 6 at bats, I'll just create like an impromptu D6 card for him. And if he has no hits, then he's an automatic out. That's how simple I'll make this. I'm not going to lose sleep over the situation. So he doesn't seem to have a card. And he doesn't seem to have a hitting card. So let's find out. Let's look at our phone real quick and see what Nobart did hitting-wise. And no hitting card. All right, so I do have a card for him because everybody gets a card, but I'm not going to print it. I'm not going to pull it out on the internet, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I'm going to look up Notebart, and stats, and let's see, Notebart stats. I didn't even spell it right in here. Notebart stats. And again, I didn't spell his name correctly. 2 T's. And all right. Let's see. No O with an E after it. This is a tough name to spell. 2 T's and E. B-A-R-T. And Notebart. There he goes. Don Notebart. And let's see what he did batting in 67. Show standard batting, 1967. He had standard pitching, standard batting. In 67 with the Reds, he had 3 at-bats and no hits. Let's see how many strikeouts. He had 3 strikeouts. So guess what? That's a strikeout. So Notebart leads it off with a strikeout. One away. And here's Tommy Harper. That's a 16. A 16 is an out, kind of an out. It's a grounder short. Harrelson's up with it, throws him out. 2 down. And Veda Pinson, 31. That's going to be a base hit. Little ground ball up the middle. I have through in the center field for a hit. Here's Pete Rose. 8 is a 25. That's going to be an out. And that is ground ball to second. Second baseman Johnson. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. So the Mets are down to their last licks here, starting off with Bud Harrelson against Notebart. Here's the pitch to 9. That's a 25. 25 is an out. Kind of an out. Lined out to second base. Nice play by Helms. Right there at the right time. Here's Cleon Jones with a 63. That's a blank. That goes to Notebart, who's an A, and that's an out. What kind? That's a line out. And with a 60, what was it, a 63? That is going to be a 3, a line out to first base. And there's all different choices here, depending on the second die. And this one, if there had been somebody at first base, there would have been a double play. And here's Eddie Crampel with 2 outs. The Mets are down to their last out. It's a fly ball, center field. On the run is Pinson in the gap, and he runs it down to retire the side. Game over. Mets lose it by a score of 10-4. Seaver is going to get the loss. And we're going to fill out his data. Seaver is going to get the loss here. So we're going to do, this is what, September 4th. So Seaver goes, he gets the loss. He goes 6, 6, 5, 5, 3, and 5. And his next outing is going to be September 8th. So hopefully he'll have a better game there, and this time he's going to be in New York against Cincinnati again. It's going to be Sammy Ellis, so I don't even have to put these guys away. I just have to turn the sheet. But let's go over this game. Let's see how many hits the Reds picked up on the Mets. They had 1 there, 2. Oh, actually, I did all that already. That's 6, 7, 10, 12. 12 hits for the Reds. No errors. And the Mets had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. Oh, 10, 4. So the Mets had 7 hits. So the Mets had 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Reds had 10 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher is Gary Nolan. Losing pitcher is Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver drops to 8-10 for the horrible Mets. And his whip increases for sure. Gave up eight base runners in 6 innings. And gave up 5 runs in 6 innings. So his ERA is going to go up a little bit. We'll keep track of that. This is the last month, by the way, of my replay, my 67 Seaver replay. I don't know what I'm going to do next with the 67 season, but I had a blast doing it, learning all the players and all that. But as I showed you, I can't, when guys ask me, hey, which game do you recommend? I say, you know what? Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate it, Brandon Baker, and thanks for coming by, Albert Sox fan. So as a class person, when guys ask me, what do you recommend? I say, here, watch the video. Because what good is it that I tell you what game is good if you don't get the feel for it, to know if you like that sort of a game. But I'm telling you, this game takes about a week to 10 days to get good at. And after that, man, it plays super fast and it's got a lot of detail. There's so many different outs depending on the situation. It tells you everything on these fast action cards are genius. They're beautiful. And the pitchers have every pitcher has 3 cards. He has his A game, his B game, and his C game. And nobody's always on their A game. It's just very unusual. But even a really good pitcher's C game is better than a bad pitcher's A game. So you know what I'm saying? So you got to keep. But that's really cool. I like that. That's like the warm-up section of this, or the bullpen, where you check in the pitching coach goes to the manager and says, you know what? He's not looking fine today. His curveball's not breaking. His fastball doesn't have the normal pop. That sort of thing. So let's keep an eye on him. And Seaver obviously didn't have it today, and it was apparent with a grand slam home run by Lee May in the 3rd inning. The Mets got off to a good start with a 3-run home run by Tommy Davis in the 1st, but it was the bottom of the 3rd inning when Seaver just couldn't get the 3rd out. He got Leo Cardenas to ground out, and then it was a single by the pitcher Nolan and a walk to Harper and a fielder's choice. That was 1st and 3rd with 2 outs, and then a single RBI by Rose made it 3-1, and then another walk to Darren Johnson loaded the bases, and up came Lee May, and he was a Seaver fastball, and he drove one deep into left field over the fence, over Tommy Davis's head, and that was a grand salami off of Seaver. So Seaver is not happy with himself at that point, and the next batter, Tommy Helms, lines out back to Seaver and just dropped the ball kind of in disgust, and that was the beginning of the end. Seaver did go another 3 innings where he pitched well. He settled down, pitched very well, and he was replaced later on in the top of the 7th inning for a pinch hitter, and then it was Reynolds who came in, followed by Coons, and they both struggled. Ended up giving up another 5 runs in the 7th inning, and then to finish off the game, it was Dick Selma, who actually pitched in 38 games, most of them in relief. Only 4 games started, and I like it. I like playing these. Now, again, I highly recommend if you getting an older season when you start off learning a game, because it's now I want to get like a modern season. Unfortunately, we don't have a real 2020 season. That is a huge disappointment. And I have 2019. I've played it so much already. I have it in like 5 different games. So that's a little bit of a bore. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But right now I'm recruiting guys to do an experiment, like pick a season, right? They have actually Fall Classic has a big sale right now for PDFs. I wanted to get 4 guys to do 40 games each, and you play a game a day for 40 days, and then everybody plays simultaneously, more or less. I'm not going to be knocking on your door at midnight to check if you played your game, but 40 games in 40 days, and then we bring all the data together, and then we get results, and then we're going to have batting data, we're going to have pitching data, and fielding data as well. So then we'll have more information on the game and see how it does. And I'd like to do that. So I'm looking for a couple extra guys. I have 2 already, myself, and another gentleman. So we're both going to do it. And if I had 2 more, that would be great. And we all can agree on a particular season, a particular team. And then I would do games from 1 to 40. Somebody would do from 41 to 80. Somebody from 81 to 120, and then somebody from 121 to 162. And then again playing a game a day and keeping the stats using the best way to do it is keeping iScore or anyway. I mean, as long as you keep the stats and we can kind of add them all up, and we can say, okay, A manager did these stats, B manager had these stats, and then you add them all up for each player, and then we'll have a good kind of we'll have good information, right? We'll have good data to look up to compare and contrast the game to see how it does, just to establish it. I think it deserves to be established. Right now, Seaver's ERA is really on target. His WHIP is very close to what it should be, and I'm getting ready to play another game. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to leave this game set up. I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to roll again. I don't know that I'll stream anymore tonight. I have to scan some cards for a buddy of mine, but I will. I don't know. I'll see how I feel a little bit later on. But it's going to be. Let's set up this next game. And where are the Mets? Okay, it's going to be. And the good thing about playing the older seasons, the lineups stay the same. Harper, Pinson. Oh no, Rose, Pinson, Lee May, Tony Perez. Not Johnny Bench. It's going to be Edwards. So we're going to get Tommy Helms. Where's Helms? So we got Tony Perez, we got Helms. Let's get Perez in there. Perez and 2 new guys in Edwards. Perez. Edwards. Let's find Edwards. Johnny Edwards. And we're going to get Sammy Ellis. Let's see if Sammy Ellis has a pitching card and because it is in September. This is when they bring up guys. Oh no, Sammy Ellis will have a batting card for sure. He had 32 starts. There he is. So we're set. That's how quick it is when you play these older, older seasons. So Elvis now is going to be down here. Mets are going to be up on top, and Edwards is going to be at the. It's going to be Edward. Cardinals is going to be last. What do I do with Cardinals? Put them back into the pack. I put dump Cardinals back into the pack. There it is. Done. So my Reds are done. Ready to roll. And now my Mets. Let's see how many changes I got to make with. Oh, you know who's in here? Amos Otis. All right, that's the first time he starts. So they must have brought him up for the minors. Bushek is also going to be in there at second base, but Amos Otis, let's see how he does in 67. Probably not too much, but he is on the Mets now, and that's always nice to see when you, for the first time, you see a guy, oh, I haven't seen him till now. This is the first time he's playing in any of the games. So he must have just come up fresh from the minor leagues. Probably a 20-year-old right at this point. Guys were a little bit older when they came up from the minors back then. It wasn't like today. They come up there like 17 years old, 18. Amos Otis, he bats 250, no home runs, a couple of doubles, and 59 at bats. So it's going to be Harrelson and Otis and Johnson. Otis is going to be playing center field. Let's see what kind of center fielder he is. He's got a weak arm, but he can throw out guys. So he must have thrown somebody out. Probably has an assist. Bob Johnson and Tommy Davis. Ed Kranepool, Ron Swoboda. What did I do with Kranepool? Okay, I got to grab Kranepool. Oh, there he is. So it's Kranepool is 5th. Then it's Swoboda. Bushek, Grody. Oh, so Bushek's going to be a third base today. What kind of an arm does he have at third base? Should have like just an average arm. Yep, he has an average arm all around. All right, and that is it. So we are ready to roll. So I'm gonna take a break. This is CP Cards and Dice. I hope you enjoyed Fall Classic Baseball, guys. 8 Bears Den, Brandon Baker, Al Red Sox fan, and the rest of you guys. Thanks for stopping by, and check out Fall Classic Baseball. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna be streaming this for a while. Take care, guys.